Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader here for Mr. Topstep with your Thursday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, well, yesterday belonged to the bulls. They just kind of grounded higher. It was really thin yesterday, and there was nothing really to hold it back. And I had mentioned to my subscribers, and I mentioned to my subscribers that it really felt like everybody was walking things up into this Europe summit, and that it was some kind of hopium for a miracle deal. And Europe came in this morning and they sold that trade. We did 1327.5 down to as low as 1315.25, just above the 20-day pivot. We're bouncing off that level now. The current trade is 1319.75, and it is 6:30 a.m. Eastern time as I'm taping this. And as I'm taping this now, it looks like we're trying to make what's either going to look like a double top here at 1320 or a little bit of a W bottom on the 5-minute charts, and we'll have to see who wins that battle. But the reality is it's very unstable right now. It's very volatile. We've got the healthcare ruling coming out today after 10 o'clock. We've also, we're in the midst of this Europe summit. So the headline minefield that I talk about all the time is a really, really big and dangerous minefield today. So if you're in any longer term trades, I'm in a swing short trade right now that is basically flat. I'm basically even on it, and it's still a pretty small position, but it didn't feel very small yesterday through the middle of the day. Just understand where your risk is and use stops if you need to, and try to be hedged if that's the way that you trade, because when the healthcare news breaks, it's not going to be straightforward. It's going to be convoluted, and it's going to swing the market up and down unless the court comes out one way or the other and either upholds all of it or throws out all of it. And the lawyer in me says that is extremely unlikely. We're going to get some kind of a split opinion on different parts of the law. And that's going to take time to go through, and it's going to take time to apply it back to the original legislation and to figure out just what that means for businesses and for the market going forward. So whatever reactions happen today have very, very little to do with the actual impact that today's ruling is going to have on business, on healthcare, and ultimately on the election, because it's happening too fast. I think the opinion today will probably be about 100 pages long, and nobody can read 100 pages in 45 seconds. But I guarantee you, when the headline hits, you're going to see a big market move in 45 seconds, and that's going to be on conjecture based on the opinion. So if you want to be out of the way of that, I would be out of the way by 10 o'clock and see where the chips fall. And I would imagine there's going to be a pretty good fade either on the upside or the downside after all that hits. As far as Europe goes, you just have to be careful, because a headline can come out at any time and it can be positive or negative. So I would not be trading much today without stops and without a risk level in mind. And if you have to get stopped out, then you have to get stopped out. If you don't like super volatile markets, do not trade today. Stay out. Sit there, watch it, have a cup of coffee, and think that, I'm glad I don't trade volatile markets, because it's going to run around today, okay? You don't have to trade every day, and you certainly don't have to trade every tick. And if you don't like volatility, if you're new to trading, I don't think you should trade today. I really don't, because it's going to be a very, very whippy day, and it's a day that, you just don't know what's coming next. And when it comes to healthcare, you don't know what the true impact is of that ruling. So, I'm here to give you trading tips, and here's my trading tip. If you're new to trading and you don't like volatile markets, sit today out. At least sit the morning out and let things get sorted, and wait for the Europe Summit day to be over with, and see where we stand, and see if you can find a good setup in the afternoon. Okay? As far as levels go, the 20-day pivot at 1315 is going to be critical. On the upside, I'm looking at 1323 level and 1328. If we break 1315, then you get into 1307, and test of the 1302 half low, and if we break that, then 1297 becomes a big level. Okay, so everybody have a great day. Mike Vacchi, Princeton Trader from Mr. Topstep. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trading well, everybody.